Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Do you remember when there was a scuffle in Syria, allegedly, between some idiots on the Russian side and the US military? Supposedly, the Americans blew up about 200 Russian militaries, and then they said no, it was actually Wagner group. No, there were some mercenaries that did not have order to shoot, and all. I remember when they all were happy about it and celebrating, because I do remember that. Well, as I always say, actions speak louder than words, which is a person can tell you a lot of things, but look at what that person does, and that gets you closer to that person's intentions, or really what that person thinks based on his or her actions. Now, what happened? You know what's going on in Niger, or Niger, however we want to pronounce it. There was a coup, a military coup, and supposedly, or allegedly, reportedly, Wagner Group is also in the area. Well, you know how that goes. The United States does not negotiate with terrorists, do not recognize coups like this unless that's supported by or organized by them, which I know they don't do, but we have evidence, historical evidence, that they kind of do. You can read that book that I sometimes present here, one of them, which it's called Overthrow, where it tells you about 9 or 11 examples of CIA organized coups around the world. So that's not a joke. Here we have Wagner Group boss Yevgeny Prigozhin showing up and making some statements. Why? Because that beautiful creature, Victoria Nuland, the undersecretary of the US State Department, she traveled in an emergency flight to Nigeria, to speak with the coup organizers, with the military, warning them against cooperating with Wagner Group. Did you hear that? So the Victoria Nuland, who was involved in Ukrainian Maidan little thing in 2014, now she goes to Niger to discuss and threaten again and organize the situation. It seems like she got kicked in the butt and she was sent home packing. But here I have 3 articles, two from Russia Today and the other one from Reuters. We're going to start with the Russia Today, where we have Yevgeny Prigozhin. Here he is, he's back in town. August 8, 2023. Wagner boss expresses quote-unquote joy over Victoria Nuland. The mere mention of the Wagner PMC has caused the US to consider recognizing the new government in Niger, Yevgeny Prigozhin has said. Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin said he is proud of the members of his private military company, as simply mentioning their name can compel Washington to reassess its positions. Acting US Deputy Secretary of State, so not under Deputy Secretary of State, Victoria Nuland recently urged Niger's new military government not to enlist the help of the Russian contractors. Why? If these guys are such losers, why not? Well, that means actions. That means they're not losers. They moved over there to tell them that. That when they say, well, Wagner Group are this and that, well, it seems like they're an important factor for you to get your butt over the Atlantic. Speaking to journalists over the phone on Tuesday, Prigozhin was asked to comment on Nuland's personal visit to Niger and her advice to the new government not to strike any deals with Wagner. So right now they're at the threatening mode or stage, and there would be the next one is going to be trying to buy them out and all that, and then maybe a little scuffle. And I'm quoting, I am proud of the boys from Wagner, end quote, replied Prigozhin, and I'm quoting again, just the thought of them makes ISIS and Al-Qaeda small, obedient, silky boys. And the US has recognized the government that it did not recognize yesterday, just to avoid meeting the Wagner PMC in the country. So she went over there, this piece of tool, Victoria, went over there, and she said he recognized and discussed with the new government, which recognizes that the guy is in charge. And I'm quoting Mr. Mr. Prigozhin, "This brings joy, Mrs. Nuland," he quipped. One of the members of the new military government in Niger, General Salifou Moudi, he's Moody Blue right here, reportedly sought the assistance of Wagner to help safeguard their power. The coup leader are currently facing an approaching deadline to either return ousted President Mohamed Bazoum to power or face a possible military intervention by neighboring states. Very interesting, since your neighbor intervenes in your internal affairs. Interesting. On Monday, Nuland, who played a role in the events leading up to Western-backed coup in Ukraine in 2014, revealed that she had personally met with the Niger's currently defense chief Moussa Barmou and 3 other senior commanders to urge them to restore the constitutional order in the country. The U.S. official also claimed to have warned Barmou against enlisting the help of the Russian PMC, suggesting that Prigozhin's group is a, quote, threat to those countries where it is present, end quote. She's so concerned. She shows so much empathy. Niger's new leader, however, have apparently refrained from making any firm commitments on the issue. Moscow, meanwhile, says it opposes any foreign interference in the situation in Niger, arguing that it would most likely fail to change the situation for the better. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov has expressed hope that the turbulent country will soon return to a constitutional normality, end quote. So this is the first article. So U.S. take into consideration Wagner. This is the second one. Maidan midwife warns Niger against courting Wagner. The country's new military government understands the risks of inviting the defense contractor. Victoria Nuland, this piece of thing, believes. So everything that's right here is the same thing as in the other article. It says, according to the U.S. official, she, and I'm going to raise the issue of Wagner and its threat to those countries where it is present, end quote. Although her counterparts did not make any firm commitments, she said she believed they understood her message. Threat. And I quote, "I got the sense in my meetings today that people who have taken this action here understand very well the risks to their sovereignty when Wagner is invited in," end quote. Yeah, okay, very great, fantastic. And then we have this one. This is from Reuters. Top U.S. official traveled to Niger and held quote-unquote difficult talks with junta officials. This piece of so much empathy and love on her face, Jesus Christ. And she goes over there, or wherever she goes, and she has the authority of the United States military on her hand. So she comes over there and she can say whatever she wants over there. And she has so much power. This mouth right here. Fish mouth, anyway. So, Washington, the U.S. State Department acting number 2. Because number 1 is, what's his name? Blinken, who's half, right? Yes, he is. She is full, and Zelensky is full, and Prigozhin is, they said, half, and all that. U.S. State Department Act number 2 traveled to Niger and held talks on Monday with senior officials from country's junta, which seized power last month, but made no progress in meetings she described as difficult. Well, if you move so fast over there to organize or discuss with this new leadership, that tells me you take into consideration the Wagner's influence. Wherever Victoria Nuland lands, that's not a good sign. That means either is going to happen something bad for the country, or that bad thing already happened. There's no other way if she goes over there. She doesn't go over there to make peace. She went to Moscow and she tried the same thing, but those guys have the same power she wields, or at least the potential power. This person is no good. No good, that's my assessment on her. Leave alone Prigozhin, I'm not talking about that guy. Talking about this representative, U.S. representative, and just look at the first three guys in the U.S. State Department, and you tell me what do they have in common, among other things, but one specific. Like, for instance, you have Zelensky, Reznikov, Yermak, and Zhmihal. What do they have in common? And look at Blinken, look at, I can't remember her name, she's a short-headed 70-year-old with glasses. She's, I think, Nuland's boss a little bit. So it's like Blinken, she is that. I think she said she will retire. I don't know if she retired or not. She's just a loser, another piece of garbage. And then you have Nuland. So all these three guys, plus the other four guys, is like, what's going on? We have a horror, or what? Yeah, they do, behind our backs. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Maybe not behind, maybe right in front of us, but who has eyes to see will see. See you later.